Forming the message. Effective communication requires that the message has a clear purpose, be meaningful to the recipients, incorporate the correct tone, have the appropriate content, be delivered through a suitable medium, and be appropriate for the method of delivery. If any of these elements is not right for the situation, then there's likely to be a misunderstanding. Purpose. Good communication begins with a primary purpose that provides the framework for all other choices we make in formulating our message. Is our intent to inform, motivate, entertain, reprimand, train, or build a relationship? If we don't have a clear, targeted purpose, then our entire message will be unclear and leave our audience confused. Audience. Our audience is those who will receive our message, and it doesn't matter whether our message is verbal, written, or visual, or whether our purpose is to inform, train, or entertain. If the audience can relate to our message, it isn't going to listen, and our effort and time have been wasted. We have to anticipate our audience needs well enough so that we construct the message content, tone, medium, and method in a suitable manner. Tone. The tone of a message refers to a second, indirect layer of information in the message that evokes an outward or subconscious emotional response in the receiver. The tone can either reinforce the primary message or it can deliver a different message on its own. Since direct and straightforward communication is best in a project, the tone we choose should reinforce our primary message. Content. Content is the heart of communication because it's the information to be exchanged. In the project environment, content is usually data or facts, but content can also be an emotional call to action, such as generating enthusiasm. Other factors that directly affect the content are the complexity of the information and its urgency. Complex content that may be relevant in a training document would likely be irrelevant for an executive-level presentation, and if a message is urgent, then its content should usually be very simple and direct. Medium. The medium is the transport mechanism for the message: book, brochure, memorandum, telephone call, voicemail, email, instant message, video conference, blog, and so on. The medium carries a subconscious message about its urgency, importance, and formality. There are 4 general types of formality that are primarily driven by the medium chosen. Informal written. This is the most common form within a project, and it includes emails, memos, blogs, and instant messages for ad hoc exchanges, project status reports, issues, work performance information, and progress reports. Formal written. This level usually involves public documents that become part of project records, such as contracts or press releases. The medium is usually a printed document or its electronic equivalent. Informal verbal. This is probably the second most common type of communication within a project, and it involves meetings, telephone calls, video conferences, webinars, and so on. For very simple messages, informal verbal, such as face-to-face discussions, is most effective. Formal verbal. This type is rare on most projects because it involves public speaking events, such as press conferences and executive presentations. Method. While formulating the message, the intended method of delivery is also an important consideration. Communication methods. Interactive communication. The message is exchanged through asynchronous or multidirectional methods, meaning that the recipients have an opportunity to ask questions, provide feedback, and that the sender has an opportunity to clarify. Interactive communication involves meetings, instant chats, electronic social messaging, telephone calls, forums, and conferences. Push communication. The message is delivered to recipients in a form which provides them no way of immediately giving feedback or seeking clarification. In push and pull, the sender has no definitive way to know that the receivers read and understood the communication. Push communications utilize emails, voicemails, newsletters, letters, memorandums, reports, RSS feeds, and most text messages. Pull communication. The message is posted to a repository and the sender must seek out the information at his or her discretion. As with push communication, there is no immediate way for the sender to provide clarification or to know that the receivers definitively understood the message. Pull communications involve websites, intranet repositories, podcasts, recorded webcasts, project libraries, and e-learning materials.